was you saying about who could beat Islam? I'm gonna be real. They're gonna do a rematch with Alex just because it's the hot topic right now. It's the hot fight to make. They're gonna make the rematch. After that, man.
If we ain't talking about new blood, like Sarukian, not new blood technically.
No, he is new blood, technically.
But not to Islam though. They already fought.
Yeah, but Islam, if Arman makes his way up, then Islam has to give him that fight because Arman stepped up on short notice to fight him. So you don't get to be like, oh, I beat you. Yeah, you beat me on like 2 weeks notice at the same, and it was a competitive fight, and it was my debut. So
I'm gonna be honest, man. This is more of who I want to fight him, Jalen Turner. I want to see Jalen Turner test against Islam. The only thing is, we never seen Jalen in a 5-round fight, man. So if you ain't never been in a 5-round fight, and the point you talking about fighting Islam,
you got to have 1 or 2 5-round fights under your belt. They don't have to go 5 rounds, but you just that training camp to prepare you. But he is fixing to fight Gamrot, so
and that's what I was saying. You remember this morning? I was saying the one person who I think can beat Islam is Fiziev. But the thing is, though, like it won't be like until at least another year before they fight, man. So they give Islam like 2 or 3 more fights.
Man, this is the thing, man. At this point, I'm not even an Islam hater because I actually respect his game. Like I told you this, I think he's more dangerous than Khabib. I don't know if he's better than Khabib, but I think he's more dangerous than Khabib because he seems to be more opportunistic when it comes to finishing fights. And I like that. This is my thing. Yes, I respect the fact that he beat Charles. He beat him. He won. That's over. But his ascent to get to Charles is so disrespectful of the people that he had to beat that allowed him to get a title fight. Meanwhile, Fiziev just fought Rafael dos Anjos, somebody that Islam was supposed to have fought a long time ago there. Some kind of way he managed to get around. And then now Rafael is fighting Justin Gaethje. Like he's clearly making his way up through the rankings, fighting those guys ahead of him and getting past them. Meanwhile, Islam went from like number 10 and skipped up to like title shot. You skipped over Rafael dos Anjos, Benil. You skipped over Fiziev. You skipped over Gaethje. You didn't have to fight none of those killers to get a title fight.
And not only that, after he beat Charles, he became number 2 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, man.
You didn't even beat people who were higher ranked than you to get the title fight, other than when you actually got the title fight. And so how do you become the pound for pound best?
And the only issue I have with Islam is he avoided certain wrestlers with knockout power who can stuff his takedowns. So he avoided fighters with bad matchups.
Who can fight for 5 rounds as well. And it's like, man, that's just kind of, but it is what it is. But
he literally avoided Justin Gaethje, Benil, Michael.
All the guys who were ranked ahead of him at the time, he skipped over every last one of those dudes, man. And it's not a hating thing, man. It's just like, I think that's why people kind of don't respect him as a champion, because it's like, we had to watch other people work their way up and actually fight some dangerous guys who people didn't really give them a chance against. And then you got to get past those guys. Like, for instance, Rafael might go out there and get destroyed by Justin Gaethje. That is possible. Do I think that will happen? I don't think it should happen. But Justin Gaethje is number 3 for a reason. And he's been up there for a while. And we've seen that Justin, sometimes he don't lose to certain people. So
another thing is Islam got lucky a couple times too, because the Benil fight got canceled.
Did Rafael dos Anjos fight get canceled?
I think so.
Remember, he had to fight Dan Hooker on short notice. And remember, he had to fight Bobby Green on short notice. So there was 2 fights where somebody pulled out or something.
So he got lucky, man, with the short notice fights.
I'm like, why instead of rescheduling the fight like they normally would do, we're going to count this as if you beat the person you were originally scheduled to fight. Like,
but back to the question, who can beat Islam, man? I'm going to have to go with Fiziev. I'm going to be honest, like none of these other guys, I'm a big Charles fan, man. The way he got beat.
I just don't think Charles would.
Nah, man. Then you got guys like Dustin. Dustin is consistent, but he's inconsistent against the champion.
And the one type of fight is just where he inconsistent.
Yeah, so it's like these other guys, ain't no point of even talking about, man, like Gamrot.
But I think that even if Islam wasn't the champion, man, after what I saw Fiziev do to Rafael dos Anjos, to defend all those takedowns, and then to knock him out, it was like the 5th round.
Yeah, and that's the thing though, because I'm not saying Volkanovski exposed Islam, but he did show like some holes, not holes, but he showed like some vulnerabilities in Islam. So you gotta understand, if Volk can stuff takedowns, because Volk said, between rounds, I'm not scared of Islam's strength. And that's when he started engaging the clinch. If he can do that, I know Fiziev can do that.
And then Fiziev can do much more on the feet, obviously.
But if I'm gonna just be honest, Fiziev is the only one I got confidence in, because these other guys, man.
Oh, Islam will destroy them.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, I really wouldn't be excited about Islam versus Charles too if that was to ever manifest. I think I saw what I needed to see in that first fight.
Yeah.
That's why I said I'm not hating on Islam or nothing like that. Obviously, I don't want to see Islam versus Dustin. It is what it is. If Michael Chandler controlled Dustin on the ground like that, I'm gonna be real. The Islam fight, it would have been over, man.
Ooh.
It would have been over, man, because Michael Chandler has shown that he only been a 1-round fighter in the last few fights. And he put it on Dustin for 2 rounds.
And Dustin had a couple of fights, man, where even against Charles, he had Charles in all kind of danger, man. Charles took his back. He had a couple of losses to where he got out grappled bad.
I don't want to see that. There's no point in mentioning Justin Gaethje. Justin got the tools, but it's just the way he fight. He designed to be beaten by Islam. There's just no point in mentioning that. Michael Chandler, there's no point in mentioning that. Let's say Conor, because we know that Conor is fighting Michael Chandler. And let's be real, they're going to use this Michael Chandler fight to boost Conor into a title fight. Islam going to do whatever he want to do to Conor if that fight is there when it happens.
He will. Yeah, he will.
Don't get me wrong. There's a chance that Conor could do something. But Conor now is just too
I wouldn't even say that, man. If you can't knock out Dustin Poirier, you cannot knock out Islam.
Yeah. And if he was getting double leg takedown by Dustin, man, we know that ain't his game. We know he got a bunch of tools, but we know that ain't even his game. And then Matus, he already been beat by Beneil. Hey, why are we skipping over Beneil?
Because ain't no point in talking about it, man. Islam,
because they were supposed to already fight like 10 times.
It's certain opponents who Islam would never fight. Like
it's like, why did he just keep skipping over Beneil? Like,
which I'm be honest, I'm not mad at Islam, man. He's cherry picking, man. He's taking favorable fights, favorable matchups, man. And it's weird. One thing I don't like is Charles and Beneil fighting each other, man. These are two best fighters in lightweight division.
I think that Charles deserved another title fight because of the fact that they stripped him of his title for no reason in the first place. Like,
yeah, they did him dirty, man.
That was filthy. So it's like you kind of owe him one because that was kind of crazy.
And I hate to say this is why I'm not really a big Justin Gaethje fan, because after they stripped the belt from him, Justin was talking like, oh, he's not the champion. And it was like, nah, bro, like the circumstance that led to him being stripped was unfair. If you was a champion and that happened to you, bro.
Yeah, and they tinkered with the scale and didn't tell you.
And because everybody knew about that except Charles. Justin knew about it. Everybody knew. How do everybody know about the way scales are different except Charles, the champion?
I don't know what they had going on, man. It sounds fishy to me. But everybody else, for some reason, Islam just don't want the Beneil fight. So I don't know what he's seeing in Beneil.
I'm going to do 3 fighters who I think can beat Islam. I'm going to go with Sarukian, Fiziev, and Beneil.
I would have to agree because everybody else, it's really no point in mentioning nobody else. Stylistically, Islam.
And I like to see Jalen because Jalen's 6'3", man. I like to see Jalen versus Islam.
Well, yeah, I'm saying, but he number 10, so he got to he got to get there. Like I said, it's funny because you say Jalen, but we know that Jalen got to beat Gamrot. And then after he beat Gamrot, he probably got to fight the loser of Beneil and Charles, probably, to get a title fight. So it's like, you pretty much got to go through Murderer's Row to even get there. You don't get to beat Bobby Green and Dan Hooker on short notice. Now, on a full training camp, that would have been different because Dan Hooker was ranked so much higher than him. Well, no, is Dan Hooker ranked higher than him? But Dan Hooker would be a big fight for Jalen. Would have been a big fight.
Like this video and subscribe.